In question number 1, we have to find out the ratio of angular speed of minute's hand to the hour's hand. We know that angular velocity is nothing but 2 pi by t. So, angular velocity of minute's hand to the hour's hand nothing but inverse ratio of the time periods. Time period of hour's hand is 12 hours, nothing but 12 into 60 minutes by minutes hand time period is 60 minutes. So, the answer is 12:1. For question number 2, a wheel is rotating at 900 rpm about its axis. Rpm nothing but a frequency of rotation is given, that is 900. If you express in terms of revolution per second, we have to multiply, you have to divide with the 60. So, 15 rps. From this you can find out the angular velocity with the formula omega equal to 2 pi n, where n is 15. So, 30 pi radian per second is the angular velocity. When the power is cut off, it comes to rest in 1 meter. So, final angular velocity is equal to 0. Final angular velocity is equal to 0. Time taken to come to rest is equal to 1 minute, nothing but 60 seconds. Then angular retardation we have to find out. We can find out the angular retardation from the formula acceleration alpha equal to omega final minus omega initial by t, where omega final is equal to 0, omega initial is 30 pi by time is 60. So, that is equal to minus pi by 2 radian per second square is the acceleration, and we have to find out retardation, means negative of that. So, that is equal to pi by 2 radian per second square. Now, problem number 3. Starting from rest, a wheel rotates with a uniform angular acceleration 2 pi radian per second square. So, angular velocity, initial angular velocity is equal to 0 and alpha is given as a 2 pi radian per second square. After 4 seconds, if the angular acceleration is cs to act, nothing but alpha is equal to 0, implies the angular velocity remains constant. Its angular displacement in the next 4 seconds is, in the next 4 seconds angular displacement we have to find out. Angular displacement nothing but angular velocity into time. Then angular velocity means angular velocity after 4 seconds. First of all, let us find out the angular velocity after 4 seconds from the formula omega final is equal to omega initial plus alpha t. Alpha is 2 pi, time is 4, so 8 pi radian per second. Therefore, angular displacement theta is equal to omega final into t. So, 8 pi into 4, that is equal to 32 pi radians. This is the answer. Now, problem number 4. When ceiling fan is switched off, its angular velocity reduces to 50% while it makes 36 rotations. How many more rotations will it make before coming to rest, assuming uniform retardation? So, this problem is relating with initial angular velocity, final angular velocity and angular displacement. So, directly I am going to take omega final square minus omega initial square is equal to 2 alpha theta, where angular displacement theta after n rotations is equal to 2 pi n. According to the data, omega final is equal to omega initial by 2. in the first part the number of rotations are 36. Then we have to find out how many more rotations will it make before coming to rest. So in the second part, final angular velocity is equal to 0, initial angular velocity is equal to omega I by 2. Then in this case we have to find out the number of rotations n. Okay. Now equation 2 by equation 1, equation 2 by equation 1, if you simplify you will get a n value. So this n by 36 the right terms. Next omega initial square by 4 into 3 by 4 omega initial square, that is equal to, after simplifying you will get 1 by 3, implies n2 is equal to 36 by 3, that is equal to 12. So after 12 rotations it will come to rest. Next problem number 5. The speed of a motor increases from 1200 rpm to 1800 rpm in 20 seconds. How many revolutions does it make in this period of time? So now I am going to write initial angular velocity is equal to 2 pi n, where n is 1200 rpm, so 1200 by 60, so 40 pi radian per second. Initial angular velocity is 40 pi radian per second, and final angular velocity is equal to 2 pi into 1800 by 60, nothing but 60 pi radian per second. Now we have to find out, and the time is given as 20 seconds. In 20 seconds, how many revolutions it makes? So for that, first of all we have to know the angular acceleration. First of all I am going to find out angular acceleration, that is 60 pi minus 40 pi by 20, so that is equal to pi radian per second square is the angular acceleration, because in the formula omega final square minus omega initial square is equal to alpha theta. Alpha is needed, that's why first of all I determined the alpha. 2 pi n, omega final square nothing but 60 pi whole square minus 40 pi whole square, 2 alpha, where alpha is pi, alpha I am going to substitute it as a pi into 2 pi into n. This n we have to find out, so that is equal to 36 pi square into 100 minus 16 pi square into 100, that is equal to 4 pi square into n. Pi square can be cancelled, so its value is equal to 36 minus 16 20 into 10 square 100, that is equal to 4 into n. So n is equal to 500. So 500 rotations are made in this time interval. Next problem number 6. A point on the rim of a wheel 3 meter in diameter, so radius is equal to 1.5 meter, has a linear velocity of 18 meter per second. So linear velocity is given as 18 meter per second. The angular velocity of the wheel we have to find out. Angular velocity, we know from the relation between linear velocity and angular velocity as v is equal to r omega. So from this angular velocity omega is equal to v by r, nothing but angular velocity is equal to 12 radian per second. Next, problem number 7. If the angular displacement of a particle is given by theta is equal to a minus bt plus ct square, then find its angular velocity. We have to find out the angular velocity. So this is the instantaneous angular velocity to find out that omega equal to d theta by dt. So we have to differentiate the given expression in terms of time. A, B, C are constants. So d by dt of A is 0 minus d by dt of bt is equal to b, and for d by dt of ct square is equal to 2t. So the answer is minus b plus 2ct. Now problem number 8. In problem number 8, we have to observe the diagram. Circle given. Okay, so in that two positions are given. One is at 30 degree, another one is at 60 degree. This is the point 1 and this is the point number 2. Here a particle moves from 1 to 2 during a time half second. So time is equal to 1 by 2 second. Find the average angular speed of the particle after half second. There are two bits are given in anti-clockwise sense, in clockwise sense. So for example, first one it is going in anti-clockwise sense. So when it moves from 1 to 2, the angle turned by its radius vector is equal to pi by 2 radian. 30 degree, this is a 60 degree, total 90 degree, nothing but pi by 2 radian. Therefore average angular velocity is equal to angle turned by time interval. So that is equal to pi by 2 by 1 by 2. So average angular velocity is equal to pi radian per second. Okay, now in question number 9, a body is moving in a circular path with a constant speed. For example, the body is following a circular path with a constant speed. It has a constant velocity, a constant acceleration, an acceleration of constant magnitude, and fourth one acceleration which varies with the time in magnitude, like they're given here. So before going to give the answer, let us check this. For example, if the particle is at this point, okay, at this point, then this is the direction of velocity. When the particle changes its position, then the direction of the velocity also is going to be changed. So constant velocity is wrong. So option 1 is not correct. Option 1 is not correct. Next, for option 2, a constant acceleration. Actually, for a particle revolving in a circular path, acceleration is a centripetal acceleration. Its magnitude is same and it is acting towards the center. So position is going to be changed. And the third option is an acceleration of constant magnitude. In the case of a circular path, uniform circular motion, the centripetal acceleration AC is equal to v square by r, whose magnitude is constant. Okay, so option 3 is correct for problem number 9. Now problem number 10. Which of the following is incorrect? So is very important. We have to identify the incorrect statement from this about a non-uniform acceleration. Non-uniform acceleration, these are the keywords. Non-uniform acceleration. non-uniform acceleration. Option 1 is v bar dot omega bar is equal to 0. V bar dot omega bar is equal to 0. Actually, v bar is tangential and omega bar is perpendicular to the plane. So, as the angle between v bar and omega bar is equal to 0, so this statement is correct. We have to identify the wrong statement. And second one, centripetal acceleration, linear velocity. Centripetal acceleration is acting toward the center, and at any point velocity is tangential to that. So again both are mutually perpendicular. So AC bar dot V bar is equal to 0. This is also correct. And the third one, angular velocity vector dot centripetal acceleration. Angular velocity and a centripetal acceleration. Angular velocity is depending along the axis. In the case of anti-clockwise direction, it is upward, and centripetal acceleration is in the plane perpendicular to the omega bar. So again this is also correct statement. And let us check the fourth one, linear velocity and tangential acceleration. Actually, the linear velocity and the tangential acceleration both are acting in the same direction. For example, so in this case, here the linear velocity direction is this one. Okay, tangential velocity, tangential acceleration also on the same direction. So V bar dot AC AT bar, tangential acceleration bar, both cannot be equal to 0, but it is given as a 0, so which is incorrect. So option 4 is correct. Okay, it is very, very important. Next, for problem number 11. For problem number 11, a particle moves in the xy plane on a circular path of radius 10 centimeter with a center at origin with a constant speed of 20 meter per second. Its velocity vector at any point is at a point 0, 10 meter coordinates are given. If its angular velocity is along a z axis, its angular velocity along z axis nothing but perpendicular to this plane. Okay, now we are going to identify the coordinates. Here in the problem it is given as a 0, 10 meter. So this is the position, origin, and this y-axis distance is 10 meter, and it is angular velocity is along z axis. Angular velocity is along z axis is nothing but the particle is revolving in anti-clockwise direction. So its velocity can be represented as minus 20 meter per second, minus 20 I cap, because it is on the left side. So minus 20 I cap meter per second, which is given in the second option. Okay, next, problem number 12. In problem number 12, a particle is moving along a circular path with uniform speed. Through what angle does its angular velocity change when it completes half of the circular path? See, for example, this is the circular path. Half of the circular path nothing but for example, here the particle, it starts from this point, and half of the circular path nothing but here it reaches. Okay, our aim is to find out change in the angular velocity. Actually, the angular velocity won't change. Its linear velocity direction may be reversed, but angular velocity throughout its motion, when it is revolving in anti-clockwise direction, the angular velocity direction is in a z-axis according to the right hand thumb rule. So there is no change in the angular velocity. So option 1 is correct for problem number 12. For problem number 13, A particle is moving along a circular path. The angular velocity, linear velocity, angular acceleration and centripetal acceleration of the particle at any instant respectively are given as omega bar, v bar, alpha bar and AC bar. Which of the following relation is not correct? So, it's very important keyword in this problem. In the first option, it is given as omega bar and v bar are perpendicular. We already discussed about this problem, about this concept in problem number 10. Omega bar and v bar are always perpendicular, so the statement is correct. And the second one, omega bar is perpendicular to acceleration. Omega bar is perpendicular to the acceleration. Actually, omega bar and acceleration are parallel to each other, so the statement is wrong. So for this problem, this is the correct answer. And let us check the third one also. Omega bar is perpendicular to centripetal acceleration. Omega bar is perpendicular to the centripetal acceleration. Omega bar and centripetal acceleration both are mutually perpendicular. The statement is correct. And fourth one, v bar and centripetal acceleration are mutually perpendicular. This statement is also correct. So here we have to identify the wrong option. That's why for problem number 13, option 2 is correct. Next, for 14, two particles having mass capital M and small m are moving in a circular path having a radius capital R and small r. If their time periods are same, then ratio of angular velocities, angular velocity formula omega equal to 2 pi by t. Angular velocity omega is equal to 2 pi by t. As the time period is same and it is independent of that radius, so the ratio of angular velocities is equal to 1:1 or nothing but 1. So option 3 is correct for problem number 14. Next, for problem number 15. A particle moves in a circle of a radius r is equal to 5 centimeter with a constant speed and time period t is equal to 0.2 pi second. The acceleration of the particle is, we have to find out the acceleration. We know that the tangential acceleration is relating with the angular velocity a equal to, the centripetal acceleration is equal to v square by r, that is equal to r omega square, where omega is nothing but a 2 pi by t whole square. Here radius is 5 centimeter, 5 into 10 power minus 2, 2 pi by time period is 0.2 pi whole square. So this is equal to 5, 10 power minus 2 into 10 square. So 5 meter per second square is an expression for the centripetal acceleration. Okay.